Free thinkers. A lot of people like to consider themselves one. Whenever I see comments describing someone as independent-minded, they think for themselves and tell it like it is, alarm bells start going off in my head. Because more often than not, that's a nice cushy label that allows someone to avoid confronting the shackles of their own ignorance. In other words, they're usually just very confident, dumb people. Prime example of this is the YouTuber Sneako. I'm sorry if you're a fan of his, I understand why you may like him, but Sneako is an idiot. He has this neat gimmick where it seems like he's saying something profound, but he's usually not saying anything of any substance at all. Worse still, it can often be spellbindingly stupid. Like, I'm talking room temperature IQ, if he lived in an igloo.
Something like the New World Order hypothetically would mean a system of laws and morals that everybody starts to follow. Imagine I explained in 2019 that in a year, everyone would cover their face, school would go online, businesses would stop, there would be a mandatory vac, and all because of a flu. You would record me and put it on your story.
Come on now. Describing it as just a flu is a little disingenuous, don't you think? The regular old flu doesn't kill 500k Americans a year.
My gut reaction is that all of this is crowd control. The universities, the bank, the government, all authority works together. The system only works if everybody believes in it. What I'm trying to say is COVID and the V word, it's crowd control. I'm not saying that COVID isn't real or that the V word is 5G. I'm saying that rich and powerful people know that fear is the best motivator.
Why are you saying this though? That's the real question. Like, if you think COVID is real, that there's no conspiracy, then why are you bringing up this basic bitch nonsense? The elites, bro, they're all trying to control you. Wake up, sheeple. Control to what end? What did they get out of it? Shit, bro, I wore a mask. I've been compromised. Seatbelts? Oh, I think car crashes are real. But did you also know that rich and powerful people want to control you? Like, you could extend this line of reasoning to so many things, right? Bro, do you know some places don't let you litter? What the hell? They're trying to control me, man. What is the point of what you're saying? All of us in society trade some level of autonomy for comfort and for the general well-being of the population. And everyone believes in this stuff to some extent, unless you're a complete anarchist. That's why we have taxes. That's why we have rules of the road. He has to explain why that control is unjust or bad.
I'm not making any stance. I'm just trying to put it into perspective. It's worth talking about because you're not even allowed to say anything negative about the vac without getting hidden from the internet. You know that, right? That should be public information. You can't say stuff negative about the V word. You can't even say the V word.
Vaccine. You can say it, dude.
I'm not even saying anything. I'm just saying it's weird. That's all. Weird could be good. It's just...
This is how you know someone is a cowardly piece of shit, by the way. They're really scared to say what they actually think, so they hedge their approach a little. Oh, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just asking questions. You know, it's just weird, right? It's kind of weird. Social media companies want to clamp down on misinformation surrounding this. It's not complicated, it's not confusing, it's not weird. In such a pressurized situation, a situation where things can get out of control really fast, allowing bullshit to freely flow online, it's kind of a bad look. They have to try and plug it in a little bit, otherwise their reputations take a hit, possibly permanently, right? You don't want to be known as some of the driving factors that prolonged the COVID situation that led to people dying. That would be kind of a yikes sweetie, as the kids like to say.
Not bad, not good, like strange. Like how the boner pill company makes the most popular one and the other one's made by the baby powder. Oh, oops, that one doesn't work. My bad. V-word machine broke.
Sneako, you're a piece of shit. So out of the almost 9 million J&J shots administered, there have been about 28 reported blood clots. Now, that is something to keep in mind, that's something to keep track of, but the vaccine didn't break, alright, dickhead? God, he's such a dickhead, his hair has literally been urine soaked.
Don't take it. Sorry for giving it out and giving you blood clots. I'm just untake the shot. Sorry, our bad.
They know about your blood clot.
Susan, that's not anti-V word. It's just, I'm just saying, weird, yeah, I'm weird. I'm weird.
You got the whole squad laughing, bro. Really funny.
2 years ago, I was following everything that I was taught. I was listening to the program up until very recently. Now, I operate on my own. I don't listen to anybody anymore. I don't have a boss.
Damn, what an independent thinker.
If you ask most people and you say, is the V word good or bad? They're all going to say, yes, it's good. Yes, it's good. They're not really sure why. That's programming. I don't understand.
So I think it's good because it seems to mitigate the chance of spread and the harmful effects of the virus. If people don't understand that, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what the point he's making here is. Like, yeah, we're all programmed to different extents about all sorts of issues in society. No one's like this singular being just floating through the ether that comes up with everything just through their mind, like out of nowhere. Like, everything is filtered through society. We're all programmed to some extent. You're not making a point here, bro.
The virus will never go away. They're already talking about new strains that are coming out, and Fauci's already saying that you need to get a third shot of the V word. Like, it never stops. This shot is meant to calm your fear. It's not meant to solve the virus. It's just meant to keep people calm.
That might be the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I think the intention of the virus is to stop people dying, which it does very well. It's really just not that much more complicated than that. Literally, US cases and deaths have been going down since more of the population have been getting vaccinated. I don't think that's a coincidence. Here's a bit of perspective. So I live in a city where, for all intents and purposes, COVID just is not a thing. It hasn't been a thing for months. Everything has been open for a while. Most people don't wear masks. There are no infections. You know how that happened? Strict early lockdowns, contact tracing, and the population following guidelines like masks and social distancing. You know why new strains start popping up? It's because other places didn't do that. In fact, it was the lack of control that led to these new strains and other issues. Also, it seems like the vaccines are mostly still very good against these new strains.
A lot of what you believe is programmed and conditioned based on your surrounding. Why do you think religion and political ideologies always correlate pretty much 100% to where you're from? If you're from the Middle East, you're a Muslim. If
What the hell is he talking about?
The Lower East Side Manhattan and you're white, you're a raging liberal.
Like, there's nothing to even disagree with here because he's just saying nothing. Like, he's just saying things that are blatantly true and obvious, but then he's connecting that to this larger narrative that's rubbish. It's just full on, I'm 14 and this is deep.
I don't understand how people don't realize that the news and politicians always perpetuate this idea that you're not safe, that there's something to be scared of. Always. Sometimes the news will be about killer clowns. Sometimes it will be about like the Ebola virus. Sometimes it'll be about illegal immigrants, the bees dying, like bananas shortage. Even the way...
Wow, dude, you might be the first person to notice that news can sometimes be a little sensationalist. This would be a mind-blowing revelation to his audience if they're like no older than 8. What's funny is he's talking about like the fear media incites in you while making a video like this. You know, as scary as it is, the virus is real. We can take steps to deal with it. But a new world order, the rich and powerful, keeping secrets and trying to control you? All these shady people, the banks, this amorphous group of elites. It's like the stupid adult's version of a bedtime ghost story.
There's no reason to trust anybody in power. It's all the same thing. Whoa. I got a lot of shit for saying that when Biden won, that nothing was going to change. The president does not change your life. All you see him do is fall on steps and stutter.
Tell that to the COVID relief plan that was monumentally important to loads of people. The massive expansion of tax credits that benefited poor families alone was huge. Just because you're like a cushy YouTuber who doesn't directly benefit from these things doesn't mean nobody did. That's before you even mention like long-term indirect things like climate change, which Biden is infinitely better on than Trump. It must be so goddamn easy for him to just not have a care in the world and just spout this nonsense to hundreds of thousands of people, just based on nothing but his random gut feelings. You can cry about the elites all you want, or you can actually, I don't know, think about what you're saying, or better yet, look shit up. And by that, I don't mean go out of your way to look for specifically things that you want to hear. Look, you should have a healthy skepticism, you should question accepted norms, you should try and see whether facts support the popular narratives, but these independent, free thinker types, they always somehow end up reaching the conclusions they want to, regardless of the facts. That's not skepticism. That's picking and choosing a narrative that you've emotionally taken a shine to. Sneako has said dumb shit about COVID in the election before. I don't know if this video of his is removed now. I saw it a while ago. You guys can correct me if I get something wrong. But if I remember correctly, he once said something like he was getting sick of lockdown. He wanted to party and go travel. And doing that, he got COVID twice. And he seemed to be saying, hey, I'm fine despite that, you know? The implication being that this is not a big deal, encouraging others to do the same. That is, without exaggeration, the kind of rhetoric and action that directly led to people dying. You know, I kind of get the feeling that he sort of made this video just to try and rationalize or justify his own shitty behavior. And another thing that makes me think that was some drama he had with dangelowallace. Basically, for those who don't know, D'Angelo made a video where he criticized a lot of influencers, their actions, their words, as it related to COVID. Sneako made a reaction video to that, and he was utterly unhinged, just didn't engage with any arguments. He just insulted the guy over and over.
His voice, his face. I don't want to fight him. I don't want to hit him. Oh wait, I wouldn't want to punch this guy in the face. Look at his, I love his braces. There's no part of me that wants to do that. We don't promote violence on YouTube. They'd be the type to like tell the teacher when you were late for morning meeting, I'm better than you, and I just think of no reason better than to not snitch on you. The party, you bum, you Lil Tekka Ellen looking at.
At least when I insult people, you know, it's a byproduct of me addressing their arguments as well. Too long didn't watch summary? Sneako is a dumbass. Conveniently choosing what you want to be endlessly skeptical about is not real skepticism, and it doesn't make you a free thinker. You're just an idiot. Also, I have a Patreon if you want to give me money. Alright, peace.
My gut reaction is that all of this is crowd control.
What is he, like in a movie? What is this fucking wearing a wife beater and smoking out? I don't know.